Here we go. Just destroy every lawn you pee on. Atta boy. It is a beautiful day for a walk. It's a nice spot too. So we figured, why not? Okay, Larry. What's that, old dog? What are you smelling? Nah, I didn't want to go to the beach today. Excuse me. My car's already a disaster. I didn't want to add Wet Husky to it. So, to the forest with us today. A lot of Larry's walking in the woods is just smelling stuff, but that's okay. He's old, so we let him. Oh yeah. Well, he also knows that in the woods, like on these sort of walks, he knows he's allowed to do whatever he wants. I don't really give him rules out here because why bother, right? Let him sniff. He's old. Yeah, it's a good, beautiful day for a walk here. This is actually a private nature reserve that's near my house. It's really nice. It's open to the public, but it's privately owned, so it's maintained well. It's really a nice spot. Excuse me. Come on, buddy. Let's go. We interrupt this program for just a moment. He does do what he wants in the backyard, but believe it or not, when he needs to walk properly, Larry, with me, please. He does know how to walk with me. This is a loose leash. Get out of here, go. So he is, I'm not gonna lie, I was really surprised that the old dog picked up proper leash walking so quickly, because he didn't even get a leash until he was 11 years old. So I was like, damn, good for you. Mind you, he learned with Marley, who's a really good leash walker. So we have that. What you checking out now, buddy? Oh, see, all the grass is pushed down. Maybe something lost its life there another day. It's pretty cool watching this dog like follow scents into the trail and everything. There we go. Look at you doing your happy trot. Stopping and sniffing everything. It's funny with, like, Marley doesn't really care to sniff so much. Marley walks with me unless he sees, like, he smells something he really wants to sniff, and then he'll sniff it a little bit. Which way? This way it is. Larry likes to take his time in some spots, but then in other spots, he's just hustling through. And Whiskey, me and Whiskey could do this whole forest in like an hour top speed. Whiskey will still smell everything. But no, it's a nice little woods. He is 12 years old. Some comments were filtered to protect the community's experience. I didn't see those comments, but I wonder, how bad could you comment on this slide? It's a big tree. What's left of it? Yeah. Yep. Ruin the grass every time you gotta pee. We're gonna pause this.
Oh, come here.
Oh shit.
He's friendly.
Yeah, he's not one to be charged.
Oh, Emma, come here.
Yeah.
Come here, Emma.
But he won't start a fight, but
Emma,
yeah.
come here. Oh, she just wants to see him.
Yeah.
Emma, come
That's
here.
fine. From a distance she's okay.
Emma,
No,
no,
you don't
no,
want to
no,
do
no,
that,
no.
sweetheart.
Okay.
Can
Emma,
you-
come here. Emma, come here.
You're fine, Larry. You're fine. Here. You're fine. Okay. Very good. Now let's go.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Come on, Larry. Good job, buddy. Good job. Come on. And that is why you should keep your dogs on a leash if you can't call them. She was a friendly dog, though. But, you know, those types of incidents are not nice. And yes, I did fall there. Oh my goodness. Have we found anything weird or gross during the walks? These dogs find everything. The absolute... Hold on. Okay, honestly, this is no lie. The weirdest thing we have ever found on a walk was whiskey. These woods. Whiskey found a fish. And not like a small fish. Like a smallmouth bass and a decent sized one. This dog goes running off into the woods, comes back with a fish in its mouth. That is definitely the weirdest thing that we have ever found. Definitely. Back to Larry. But yeah, whiskey found a fish, like a smallmouth bass. It was maybe 7 inches long. In the middle of these woods, there is no water in sight. Yeah, so you know, that's where I do. If you watch, especially on Instagram, you'll see that I use like a whole bunch of different leashes for the dogs. Like some are long. This is a retractable leash. I know a lot of people hate retractable leashes, but if your dog knows how to walk on a leash and you need only one hand to control it in your voice, like Larry, like you're fine. Good job, Larry. Keep going. You know, it's when the dog is out of control and it's pulling that this thing can very easily be knocked out of your hands. And then let's say you do drop it, right? It's going to be following the dog. Now, if the dog starts running, this is going to be on the ground following them. And that could spook them if they're already in a situation where they're scared. Okay, no, Larry, this looks like a path where we find skunks and porcupines. So we're gonna continue on the main path. I know, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's like all this beautiful forest here. We're gonna go check out that. Yeah, this looks like there'll be less porcupines and skunks here. You know, to be honest with you, I never thought that whiskey could have gotten that fish from a campsite. I don't think it's likely that someone was camping in here. However, it is not above whiskey at all in the slightest to go and steal fish from a campsite. Not at all. That is 1000% something that whiskey would do. So... yeah. Now, just regarding that off-leash dog, I will say that the rules, this is private property. This is not public property. This is private property. And it is clearly stated that aggressive dogs must be on a leash, and that dog, while not trained properly, was not aggressive, and that owner wasn't breaking the rules. So, you know, it's sort of a gray area. The dog definitely should have been on a leash for her own safety, but he wasn't breaking the rules, and she didn't get hurt, so he's not going to learn, unfortunately. Has Larry ever been sprayed by a skunk? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he has. Larry, when it comes to skunks, is take the spray first, ask questions later. He's definitely been skunked. It's terrible. No, he's not a wolf. He's a husky Malamute mix. He is a big boy, but he's not that big either. He's lost a bit of weight already now that the cooler weather is out, and we can get out more. We had a good heat wave this summer where it was just way too hot for him, and he kind of put on a little bit of weight. But now, Larry, come here. Hey, Larry, come here, please. Thank you. You put on a little bit of weight in the hot weather, but you cut this leaf on you. Okay, let's go. Good job. Thank you. Good boy. Yeah, but now he's like slimming down. He was 75 pounds when we weighed him last. So the leaves are slowly starting to turn here. However, this is mostly a pine forest. So that's why it's not so colorful here. But we're starting to turn a little bit here. It's a nice little spot. He's a very handsome boy. Okay, Larry, I know you love this, like the sniffs in this spot, but like it's shady and I'm cold. Can we keep moving? So like people do hang out in these woods. I don't know that they camp here, but they do like to build stuff out of all the trees and whatnot. There's another one starting there. Yeah, that's the thing with huskies, you know. Huskies are not supposed to be like a huge dog. I believe it's more like the Malamutes that get huge. But I do know that the further north the dog comes from, the bigger they get. Like Larry is from pretty far north, but I know that Larry wasn't born that far north. They actually bought Larry. Like Larry was not a stray dog. Someone bought him and brought him up to the community as a puppy. I know that much. I don't actually have a clue where we are right now. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. It's warmer in this spot, at least. Yeah, he does like the one-on-one time. He gets more of it in the winter time. I guess by default, because he just doesn't, like, there's some days in the summertime where he's just not going to go for a walk because it's too hot. And he'll miss out that day. And that's, honestly, I don't mind that he misses a walk in that sort of heat. He's too old. I'm not risking it. But in the winter time, when the other dogs are like, absolutely not, this guy wants to go for hours. So that's when he gets the most one-on-one time, when it's freezing cold and he's the only one that wants to go and do things. Well, thanks, bud. Really didn't want Wet Dog in the car, but I guess I should have looked at a map or something. Yep. All right. Can you not lap it up, please? Hey, we're not doing that. Thank you. Oh my God. Well, it's warm enough that there's tons of mosquitoes here. Come on, Larry, let's go. You're gonna get too many bug bites. Oh my God. Thank you. Time to get out of the water. Come on. Don't act like you're all hot. It's not that hot. Come on. Thanks. Yep. Thanks. I mean, who am I to deny them this pleasure? But damn it. Damn. Oh, man. Yeah, you're drenched. Great. You're drenched. Yeah. Mighty pleased with yourself, old dog. Mighty pleased, I'm sure. I guess I'm the idiot who didn't wear sleeves. Who would have thought there'd be so much mosquitoes in September? Yeah, someone's dog had fun in that mud puddle, but no, you're not doing that. No, sir. Absolutely not. Yeah, you know, when he first came, he wouldn't go into the lake. Because he got here in May of last year, and last summer he wanted nothing to do with the lake. This summer, he's in the lake all the time. So, like the community he's from, he comes from an island. Comes from the north part of the island where the dogs get a little bit wild, but it's an island. Like, there's water there, so it's not like he grew up, away from it. So I guess he enjoyed the water. Now he gets it again. I'm quite happy about that. Not thrilled that he's going to make a mess of my car when we get back to it, but whatever. It's not like there hasn't been 100 dogs in my car that have done horrible things to it, so. Yeah, I think the water probably is nice on his feet. Sorry. He's old, so getting in the water does probably make him feel really good. He loved going to the beach when this summer, we go to the beach quite a bit. I don't know, you want to go that way? No? Okay. Well, I know where we are. He really liked the beach, but I also feel like he liked the beach because there's a lot of people at the beach in the summertime. Bastard bugs. And he's just a very social dog. Like, he wanted to be out in the water with everybody. All right. Oh, what's this? Oh. Is this where we came in? No? Okay, go on through. Yeah, so this is where we are. And there it is. It doesn't say all dogs must be kept on a leash. It only says aggressive dogs. So we cannot fault that dog owner, as his dog was not aggressive. So this other side of the street is also all the same reserve. I think we can get back in and go around. I hope so, because I parked that way and we're far enough away that I can't even see my car. But yeah. Does he ever act like a senior dog? truthfully, it absolutely shatters my heart putting Larry into the car. I have to help him in. And sometimes, like, his eyes are not exactly the best. If you, like, look at them, they're quite cloudy. Larry, come here. Come here. Hey, excuse you, I called you. Larry, come here. Come here, old dog. Good boy. Like, you can see there's a bit. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. There we go. This eye, is it this one? Yeah, this eye is a bit cloudier than this one. And sometimes he bumps into stuff. Good shake, bush. Sometimes he walks into things and, yeah. How is Nova doing? So Nova's doing okay. The thing with Nova is I feel horrible because they strongly suspect Nova has lupus, and lupus is triggered or can be, like, the episodes, like the lesions and everything can be caused by ultraviolet light exposure. And I don't know anything about lupus in humans, so I'm not sure if it's the same or if it's different, but I know in dogs that they should be kept indoors during the day and exercised at night because sunlight is bad for them. And here I've been with Nova, getting her out in the sun all the time. That being said, they feel like all the sunlight that she's been getting is what's triggered her to flare up again. And had she not flared up again, they wouldn't have known what it was or had the idea. So not necessarily a bad thing. Larry, I don't think we can get in this way, bud. I don't think so, but let's walk a little bit further and see. Yeah, so the problem is with Nova is she is very drug resistant. And because of the drug resistance, there's not a lot of great options of antibiotics available to her to treat the lupus. They're not good. The doctors don't like these antibiotics, and they try not to use them if they can avoid them because they can result in liver or other damages. That being said, we're waiting until we actually get results from the test before we jump to any sort of treatment options. Oh, okay, we can't get back in here. Good. Before we jump to any sort of treatment options, we're going to see what exactly is up. Yeah, and I will say, like, she's not, she's in pretty good spirits, the dog. So, you know, I also think that once we get the answers from the dermatologist, that we'll be able to get her into a home. Like, her time in a hospital is ending. Okay, come here, Larry. Come on, you can step over this. Can you do it? Maybe I gotta help you here. Oh my goodness. Where I live, it doesn't matter what you say. If you say no motorized vehicles, they will still, you can do it. Good job, buddy. Yeah, they will still bring motorized vehicles in no matter what. So really, this is the only way to protect places with chains and gates that humans just have to step around. And I'm quite thankful they do it. Yeah, Nova is, you know, one thing that Nova is not lacking right now is love, support, and care. That's for sure. You know, it's not the ideal living condition for her, but she doesn't actually know that. That's the other thing. Like, she doesn't know that. Yeah, she was in a home before, but the whole time she was there, she was in pain. And, you know, they weren't nice to her and that sort of stuff. Here, yeah, she's in a hospital, but, like, it's not like she's stuck with other dogs or anything. She has her own basement apartment, walkout. She has, like, a staff that waits on her hand and foot all day. She got it good there. Like, she got it really good. She's definitely feeling better than she's probably ever felt her entire life. Yeah, Larry definitely moves quick. he can move, this old dog. I remember when I got him. So when we transported Larry, when I first met him, this whole neck area was just ripped to shreds, right? So we couldn't put a collar on him. We couldn't put a harness on him. So we had this big blanket that we wrapped around his back legs and then sort of looped around his head so that we could hold him from the back and control him. But we used the blanket instead of anything else because it was the biggest, softest thing we could find. And he hated us so much. He hated us. And well, we also weren't like, he was on rest too. Like they were like, don't let this dog run around, because one of his feet was ripped up too. And then when I adopted him, like 6 weeks later, they were like, I know he looks broken, but don't let him off leash yet, because he can move. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah, take him to the field. So I did. And he could move even then. He was super like, I was actually looking at some of the videos on Instagram the other day of him in the beginning, like when he first came, and just how like mangled he looked, but how jumpy he was. What do you smell, buddy? Made me decide to adopt Larry. I had thought about bringing a senior dog home for a while. Then I met, it was truthfully, I thought about it since I met him. This dog sort of changed things in multiple ways. So like, I remember I was having a bad day when I saw him in the group chat originally, and I took one look at him, and there wasn't even like, it was just a picture had shown up, and then I saw the ... like they were writing what it was and what happened. And I remember I was like, oh God, I don't want to see this right now. I'm done. I'm not asking what happens to these animals anymore. And I thought about him until I met him. And he was so loud, but like, he had a personality back then too. Then I met him again, and I was like, why is this dog here in the rescue? Like, there's no home that this dog could be in. Why is he at the rescue? And they told me that they had Larry in a foster home when I brought him here, and he hated it because he is a very social dog. He needs to be around other dogs, and the only place he was happy was at the rescue, where there was a lot of other dogs around. And at that point, I was like, well, he's already met my Chihuahuas and their friends, so it's not like he's going to have a problem with the Chihuahuas. He needs other dogs around, and I have other dogs, so let's just bring him here. And if you saw what Larry looked like in the beginning, I mean, you can't blame me for thinking he wasn't going to live very long. Like, I did not think when I adopted Larry that we would be here in the woods today. I didn't think he was going to live this long. This dog was in horrible shape. It's a miracle he survived. And I'm thankful for that every single day. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But yeah, I really did not think that he would make such a beautiful recovery. I'd hoped for it, and I'm super thankful that he did. But yeah, that's what made me decide to adopt him. Yeah, it's on the Instagram. Larry, if you go to the highlight reel on my Instagram, there's a lot of highlights, but if you go through the highlight reel, that's probably the quickest way to bring it up. He has a highlight reel, the Larry highlight reel, and that starts the minute that he was adopted. So you can see the beginning of his journey with me in the pack on the Instagram highlight. Yeah, that was a good one. It was fun adopting him. He's the only dog that I've ever, obviously he's not the only dog I've ever adopted, but he's the only dog that I've ever like inquired about and then adopted. There was no meet and greet. I was just like, yep, send him here. He'll do. But yeah, I went through the application process to actually get him. I applied, like I filled out all the application stuff with Marley, with Fetch and Release, but that was just a formality. There was, like, he was my dog at that point. Like, there was no process of anything. I just had to fill out the paperwork, and it was the same with Blake. With Blake, it was just like, I'm adopting this dog right now, and they said, yep, here's the papers, sign him, he's yours. Bones, now that I think about it, there's absolutely no paperwork that says that I am Bones' rightful owner. And I should probably figure something out that exists, because like 3 of the dogs are registered, 2 of them have adoption paperwork. I'll have to get a rescue to adopt Bones to me. Yes, so yes and no to the ears. Did the pack attack cause these ears to be ripped up like this? That is definitely part of it. However, in vet appointments since the attack, there was a lot of vet appointments after the attack. I remember that's why I'm so confident in Nova's dermatologist, because she put this 100-stitch dog back together again as well. Oh no, thank God he didn't see the frog. Okay. But sorry. Sorry, I just need to, really? Like, I was trying to not, you're too much. Keep going. I'm in a swamp and I'm getting attacked by bugs. You have this big fur coat to protect you. No, we're not going that way. Yeah, it was noted in visits prior that the scar tissue in his ears goes back years and years, as well as the scars on his face. He's had a very violent life. Like, it wasn't just one pack attack that did this to, like, that caused his face to be so scarred up and his body to be so scarred up. It was just one pack attack that actually brought him down. Like, it, and there's no good option here. Okay, let's go this way. Definitely, I have no idea where we are, just so that we're all on the same page. If you're looking at this and going, oh, this is nice, I wonder where they are, I am thinking the exact same thoughts. But yeah, that's the life of these dogs up in northern Canada, you know, on these reserves. It's a dangerous life up there. Yeah, but, you know, I think it's a testament to these dogs. They come out of it and they are just the most incredible creatures. They're so kind, you know. There are some that come with some behavior problems, like all areas. But honestly, like, the majority of the dogs we bring from northern Canada are just like him. He's not much different, you know. He's just old and cute. Yeah, that's why people will be like, well, why can't you leave him outside? Because he's lived out there long enough. He's old now. He can come inside at night to sleep, where there's not going to be any coyotes or anything coming to bother him in the house. And he's got his brother Whiskey there, who's got his back 100%. And me. Marley's useless when it comes to this sort of stuff. Okay, this looks... No idea where we are. I don't think we've been here yet. Oh my goodness. I feel like I was here with whiskey once before, but I don't know. Larry, where are we? Find the road. We got frozen stuff in the car. Oops. Why do I have low data? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it must be where I am. We're trying our best. I don't know, Larry. I feel like you're taking me on a... Well, maybe that's the road up there. If it is, we're gonna walk back to the car on the road, because I'm definitely lost in the woods, boo. And we gotta go back to your brother's. What is it? Okay, Larry. Come on. Thank you. You're such a good boy. Let's go home. So I gotta do this with your brother whiskey. Work it, old dog, work it. Uphill. Let's go. So it's 20 degrees. It's 20 degrees Celsius here today, but it was 1 degree Celsius this morning. So we are definitely, we're definitely in that same boat. Okay, Larry, mind the tree, please. This way. Thank you. It's one thing that retractable leashes are no good for when they wrap around trees and stuff. With a long leash, you can just let it go and it'll work itself out. Larry, where are we? This is not the road, dog. You're pulling a fast one on me here. Now we're going this way. Oh, I don't know. We'll get there eventually. It's crazy that there are no more middle seasons, right? Like, there are no more middle seasons. And that's now, like, there's a few places in the world that are reporting the same thing. Like, we are a long way from Finland and we don't get middle seasons here anymore. And we haven't for a few years. This is mostly a pine forest. But, like, the leaves, here's a tree that's not pine. And it's changed. It's turning. What do you smell there? It's really warm in the sun though, it's nice. The shade, not so much. Well, I don't want to go down there. That doesn't look nearly as inviting as this way does. Where am I? I guess you would say that this is like the northern part. This is the northern part of southern Ontario. And if you are familiar with southern Ontario, I'm in the Lake Simcoe area, South Lake Simcoe, Georgina area. I know I'm wearing a tank, but I mean, I don't make the best decisions half the time. I just want to reiterate that. Yes, I am wearing a tank. Probably not one of my better choices. Not gonna lie. Not a wise idea. And I had the idea that we were going to come out into the woods too. And I was like, maybe I should put like, you know, something with more coverage on. And then I thought, nah, I'll be fine. So yeah, unfortunately, sometimes I'm dumb. Larry, where are we? See, this is why we should have brought Bones. At least Bones can confidently go in a direction. Even if it's the wrong direction, at least I feel better about it. Believe in him, because he feels good about it. Just that. I wonder why someone would do that in a forest. I digress. Maybe that tree is expensive. Maybe someone's planting weed here, man. Yeah, the other dogs are at home. They have their time too. But I wanted to get this guy out into the woods on his own because it's very therapeutic for a dog to walk in the woods, and the three of my dogs really do the three of my big dogs really do the woods differently. So I try and give them that experience. We don't do it every day, but I do try and get out with at least one of my bigger dogs alone every single day. And that makes walking the other two just a little bit easier. Walking the three of them, we have to be in some when I walk all three of them, we were in one straight line of structured walk, because with three dogs, that's just how you need to walk. And I feel like a drill sergeant. And while they're good dogs and they behave, I just don't like it. It's so much to do. It's easier for me to just walk some of them separately. Now, like, there's some sort of home or something over there. I see a Canadian flag. So we got to be getting close to a road if there's a house. Yeah, I see a road. Yay. We did it, Larry. We did it, old dog. I don't have a clue where Oh, no. I think we're near the school. We basically walked as far as we could walk the opposite direction of my car. Yeah. Well, that's okay. So I posted an update on Nova, but I will go over the Nova update because I like talking about Nova. Nova saw her specialist yesterday. She did fantastic. The early indications from the specialist is that it's a type of lupus. The thing is, we're not sure what type of mix Nova is, and the type of lupus that the vet thinks it is found in collies. Is it possible that Nova is a collie mix? 100%. It's possible. So we're testing to see. She has an ear infection. The hair on her face is probably never going to grow back. But they are hopeful that she can be fixed. Now we're waiting for test results. They'll be in next week. Once they get the actual confirmed test results back, they will come up with a course of treatment for her. And then she's going to be moving to a home. It's time for her to get out of the hospital for a whole bunch of reasons other than, it's time. So right. So the problem with her having lupus is that she is resistant to most antibiotics. And the only types of antibiotics that she doesn't have a resistance to are not very good options, not gonna lie. The vets really do not like them. So they want to be 100% sure before, she's on prednisone. So, yeah, she's on prednisone, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. The problem is she's on the prednisone, so the prednisone might affect the tests that we did. But if it doesn't, we'll know for sure. If they tell us that the high dose of steroids she's currently on is skewing the test results to the point that they can't accurately read them, then we have to get her off the steroids or wean her to a very low dose and retest her. That is probably the worst case situation right now. Just because then we'll have to take her off the steroids without knowing, without another course. We don't know what to do in that case. It'll just be getting her off of everything, which might not be the worst thing for her gut. But if that's going to be at the expense of her immune system, it's not something that's going to be good. So we await the test results. They took 8 different skin grafts and cultures in 8 different spots. Poor girl. She did so well. She was so brave. Prednisone can do a lot of things, but right now it is the option with the least amount of associated risk for her particular case. Prednisone is a weird one. Like Larry was on a pretty high dose of it when he was ripped apart, and it did wonders for him. My dog Blake was on a pretty high dose for a neurological condition, and it probably accelerated him dying. To be honest with you, it was absolutely horrible going through the prednisone with Blake. He didn't sleep. Oh, it was so hard. But I do believe that it can help, and there's a lot of veterinarians. There's 5 people examining Nova yesterday. Bless her heart, she did so good with them all. Oh, Larry, we just walked in a big circle. So I do trust their judgment. Oh, sorry. You can do it, Larry. Okay, here. Here. Good job, buddy. Yeah, our car is way down there. The car you see, that's not mine. Yeah, so the prednisone was horrible for Blake, but at the same time, it saved Larry. So, I don't want to discount it. It does work for a lot of things. There are risks associated with it, of course, which we clearly saw with Blake. But, she's a bigger dog, and I'm pretty confident in her veterinary team. It's definitely the largest veterinary team that I have ever seen assembled for one dog. That's for sure. And that's like by a landslide too. I've never seen more veterinarians, like real doctorate and specialist veterinarians involved in one animal. And a lot of them are heavily discounting their rates because, let's be real, this dog is now a Porsche. Yeah, Nova is the 718, whatever it is. Yeah, it's not a 911 yet, but we hope she doesn't get to that point. She's definitely past the entry-level luxury sedan. So yeah, this is where I live. This is not my street, but this is only a few minutes away. It's nice. It's nice to be able to walk right down the middle of the street with your dog. You know? I like it here. It's worth paying whatever extremely stupid price you pay for a house in Ontario. Southern Ontario. Is there any, is there anybody that lives in Southern Ontario here where you look at these like real estate shows in the Southern United States at what they can buy? Like what they can, like what their money buys down there at, like what $500,000 will buy you in like the South US, and then come to Southern Ontario where we're covered in snow half the year and look at what the same what slum house the same money buys you and just cry a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best things you can do is get out there and walk with your dog. See, like the leaves are starting. They're starting a little bit, but for the most, oh, sorry, Larry. For the most part, we're, sorry about that. For the most part, we're still green here. If you go a little further north, I'm sure they're turning a bit more. We're driving to Missouri in about 10 days to pick up a load of rescue dogs coming up from Texas. No, we're not gonna go get lost for another Lord knows how long. Yeah, so we're gonna go pick up some dogs in Missouri, and I'm pretty excited to drive through Indiana in the fall on our way there. I think it should be beautiful in 2 weeks. Super excited about that. We're not going back to Winnipeg, to Northern Canada, until November, unfortunately. So we won't see the colors in November. They'll all be gone. I hope he's dry by now, but he is a husky, so you never know. He's probably still damp. Yeah, he's still damp underneath the whole area, covered in foxtails too. I'll have to pick those all off of you when we get home. I think that might be my car all the way down there, but I'm not sure. It's a long street. It's a long trail. Yeah, we definitely won't see them going north, but that's okay, because some of our friends from Manitoba actually wanted to come down here, so they're gonna do the drive, the October drive. So why not? It's a beautiful drive. I don't blame them. It's absolutely stunning. So I'm happy they'll get to experience it. I'm gonna go to the southern, or to the mid US, get the Texas dogs, and then I'll go back in November. We like to do the rescue stuff in the winter time, me and Massimo, my rescue partner, because, well, lots of people like to drive in the good weather, but once you're in ice and snow and stuff, it's definitely not as fun, and you got to be a little crazy and a little bit skilled to do that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's what we do. It's more fun. Good job, Larry. Good job. He's a happy boy. Kelly, you're nuts. You're the only one. It's just you and us that drive in the wintertime. There's no one else. I like driving in the snow. It's a little fun too. But the Trans-Canada Highway at 3 o'clock in the morning in wintertime is a whole different animal. Yeah, he is 12. He's a good dog. He eats well too. He eats very well. He gets lots of supplements. Thank you everyone for getting them for him from his wish list. No, you're not going to do it on the road. Oh, I see. Someone else did. Very good. Oh no, that isn't my car. My car is like much further. There, you took me so far in the wrong direction. $68 on Sunday. Now they want to come down here on the 23rd, Kelly. Because New Brunswick only didn't want enough to make the drive economical. So they want to come here instead. And then some would go to Quebec, and I got to figure out taking the rest to New Brunswick somehow, but still thinking about that one and how to do that with only 4 dogs going to New Brunswick. Where are you going? Oh my goodness. Stop the press. Stop everything. It's a bush. Very good. Very good. Oh, what? Did I upset you? Apparently they can't fly. I don't know why they can't fly. That's nice. Bastard rednecks. I never want to touch those things because I feel like there might be body parts inside of them. I'm not going to lie. Wouldn't put it past me where I live. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that car in the distance is my car. I hope so. I want to go home. I'm tired now. I got to do this again. We're going to go somewhere else for the other dogs. Oh, I was like, he seems to be in a hurry, and now I see there's some guy on a motorized scooter walking his looks like an old retriever of some sort. Probably a female, and that's why this one has got this jump in his step. It's like, ooh, there's a girl up there. Let's go. Yeah, she's an old girl. I love that this motorized scooter is beeping. Yeah, Whiskey and Marley are going to go on their walk next, but I'm not going to bring them to this forest. I only came to this forest because I had to go to the pet store, and he didn't want to come inside. Obviously, he didn't want to come inside. Oh, that dog is on a leash. Good for him. He didn't want to come in the house, so I was like, okay, you're coming. And so here he is. Figured since you're here, we might as well go to the woods for a walk. Amelia's doing good. She's getting less drippy by the day, which is nice. She's definitely not getting less drippy as fast as I want her to, but she is making progress. So I'm happy with that. Excuse you. Yup. There's a female dog over there. Chill yourself out. Thank you. Absolutely no need for nonsense. We have made it to the card. right? This dog's probably put in thousands of miles. He's good. Come on, let's go. Come on. In the car. Okay, sir. In the car. Larry, come on. You can do it. Guys, my car is a total disaster. Can you do it? Sir. Sir. You. Come on. In the car, please. Good job, buddy. Good job. There. Clean up my car. I don't have time to clean my car. I spend way too much time walking dogs. This concludes the walk of the stubborn husky. Thank you all for joining us. This was fun. We'll do this again sometime. Maybe in the wintertime so that you can all watch me suffer in the cold. Okay. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.